Hello, here's a face to go with my name, Katie Movell. I went to the Railroad Park and the Alabama Farmers Market. I wanted to go to the farmers market because I've been reading a lot about our food and where it comes from and how it gets to us. Michael Pollan has some really interesting views on this. Coming into the farmers market, you can see that it's just a lot of sheds with trucks and local farmers everywhere. I thought it might be more than that. The first man we met was selling peppers out of the back of his truck. We approached from behind so I could take his picture. I was most interested in the people out there alone, working from small farms like this one. He was very knowledgeable about his peppers. He had cayenne, habanero, chili, bell, banana, and pickled. My friend Alan got some habaneros. I was not so brave. I thought that Farmhouse Produce Company might mean that all the food came from one farm. However, once inside, it was obvious that these were the regular vendors. This misspelling of the word easily really spoke to me as a future English teacher. I hope to be able to remedy common errors like this. This section had farmers that spoke Spanish and also carried basic goods like these: hot sauce, salsa, and beans, canned and ready to go. We stopped to buy jam from a man with an interesting display. He had these paper bags tacked all along his shelving. When he stopped to ask me if I wanted to buy a jar of jam, I wasn't even sure if he worked there. I asked to make sure, but it made me a little nervous. Our next vendor had these beautiful speckled plums. He said, "Them's dinosaur eggs," and then told us that they were really called pluots. Then we stopped at a family booth. 3 adults, a 7-year-old boy, 3 cars, and a baby. I bought an acorn squash for $1. They also participate in the Farmers Market Nutrition Program. This means that people on WIC are able to buy fresh fruits and vegetables from them, and the government will reimburse them for taking their stamps. You can kind of see the boy here behind the table. I didn't want to scare his mother too badly. The far side of the farmers market is a junk sale free-for-all. The lady in the pink shirt by the tent sold me a mirror for $10. It's the most beautiful mirror I've ever owned. People were selling things out of some pretty untraditional vehicles. This might be where the term black market comes from. Look at that van! Not to mention, they were stuck in the middle of 18-wheelers and just pulling things out of everywhere. It was bizarre. The area around the farmers market is dismal. There's a mine and many, many abandoned buildings. I took some pictures, but they were too depressing to include. Here's just one, and you can see the barbed wire indicates that somebody once really valued whatever was inside. The view home was bright and beautiful, and I could not be more excited to be headed back to cleanliness. My next adventure was the Railroad Park. The entrance has a giant timeline of Birmingham with pictures and maps. It was very informative. Here you can see the city skyline with a train passing. We saw 2 trains in the hour I was there, and it was so exciting, but not deafening like I expected it to be. Here are 2 of my friends demonstrating just how comfortable this beautiful new park is. I was excited to see a full recycling bin in a public place. It's something I haven't really seen here much in Alabama. Additionally, the trash can next to it was overflowing, and in fact I saw some trash fall out and blow down the sidewalk. A woman actually stopped and picked it up and put it back. I was so pleased with my fellow human beings. There's a skate park there for teens, and there were lots of people on bikes and skateboards, and we didn't see anyone wipe out. They also have this interesting bike dome, inverted thing. I'm not really sure what it's called, but there were a lot of ages playing on that, which I thought was interesting. Here are the park rules. I mostly just took this sign because I liked it a lot. And here is a beautiful, beautiful view of the full park. People were flying kites and meeting each other. No one was getting in the water because it's not allowed, of course, but it was beautiful. These families had just met, and the daughter was taking her first steps in the new park, and the new friends were sharing in her joy. Here is a view towards Southside. It's fun to be on street level, looking at all the bustling activity and the construction going on. On our way out of the park, we noticed a story written on the sidewalk. It really spoke to me of the diversity of children that are attending this park. In summary, the story said, "Hello, I like you. You listen to me." After that, I realized that the city needed this park to bring families back together, or at least give the kids somewhere to express themselves, even when their family situations are not perfect. If a parent won't listen, maybe the sidewalk will, and maybe that's all we need, is someone to hear us. I can't stop thinking about the child that probably wrote this story. Perhaps her parents are divorcing, or perhaps they're already divorced. I know how she feels, and I hope she knows that I read her story and feel her pain. It was nice chatting with you. All in all, I had 2 really good adventures, and I plan to return to both places, though maybe next time with some hand sanitizer.